Hi, I am Alforque, Vinod John Jr., Roses, as a computer engineering student. Firstly, I shared my journey in tech and how I became passionate about software development and innovation. Secondly, I highlighted my skills in programming and showed some of my creative projects to help others understand what I can do. Thirdly, I added my contact details so people who are interested in working with me or learning more can easily reach out. In conclusion, making this website was a great way to express myself and connect with the tech community. And next is, I've learned some basic but important ideas in Chapter 1 of our Java programming subject. Firstly, I've learned that Java uses object-oriented programming, which focuses on objects and classes. Secondly, I've learned how to identify and name objects properly in a class, especially through our UML exercises. Thirdly, I learned how to structure classes and saw how this helps organize code better. In conclusion, these lessons gave me a clear start in understanding how Java works and how to build simple programs. And next is, I've learned some basic and important things in Chapter 2 about constants and identifiers. Firstly, I understood that identifiers are the names we use for variables, functions, or constants. Secondly, I learned that constants are fixed values that don't change during the program. Thirdly, I also got to practice typecasting and unary operators, which helped me see how data types and simple operations work in coding. In conclusion, this chapter gave me a better understanding of the basics I need in programming. And next is, I've learned about input and output statements in programming. Firstly, I learned that input is how a program gets data from the user. Secondly, output is how the program shows results or messages. Thirdly, I understood how to use basic commands to display text and get user input. In conclusion, knowing input and output is important because it's how users and programs communicate. And next is, I've learned about control structures in programming. Firstly, I understood how to use if-then, if-then-else, and nested-if statements to make decisions in a program. Secondly, I learned about the switch case, which is another way to handle multiple conditions. Thirdly, I practiced loops, like for and while, which repeat actions until a condition is met. In conclusion, these control structures help programs make decisions and repeat tasks, making them work properly. Lastly, I've learned a lot from Chapter 5 about analyzing problems using object-oriented analysis. Firstly, I learned how to create simple objects like shirt, customer, and payment, which helped me understand how real-world things can be turned into code. Secondly, I learned how these objects work together in an order form, showing how different parts of a system are connected. Thirdly, I practiced using if-then-else statements in the elevator activity, which improved my logic and decision-making skills in programming. In conclusion, these activities made me more confident in applying object-oriented concepts to solve problems. Again, I am Vinod John R. Alforque Jr. from CEIT 202A. I hope you like my work. Thank you for watching.